nurse is just not about good grades or work or making money. It is way more than that. Being a nurse is about being who you are. It is a career that can be so rewarding yet play on every emotional heartstring at the same time. There are no books that can teach you how to cry with a patient, nor classes can teach you how to tell a family that their loved one is dying. No professor can teach you how to find dignity in giving someone a bed, or providing answers and care to a patient that's desperate for a miracle. A nurse is not just about dispensing medication or the endless amounts of charting. It is about being able to love what you do, provide excellent care, and advocate for people more than when they are at their weakest moments. Hi, I'm Evancho, and I want to be a registered nurse. Now let's get started talking about why I specifically chose this type of career. The career that I've chosen is a registered nurse, also known as an RN. Why did I choose this profession? I chose this profession because I like to work with people and have nurturing nature, and also because I like to be there for the patients and their patients' loved ones. The number one reason why I chose to be a nurse, though, is to be able to save lives and make a difference in someone's life. Moving on to my top 3 career choices. My first career choice is to be a registered nurse. My second career choice is to be a forensic photographer, and then my third choice would be a physical therapist. In other words, an opportunity cost is the loss of potential gained from other alternatives when one alternative is chosen. So my opportunity cost was a forensic photographer. The reason why I chose a forensic photographer for my opportunity cost is because it interests me to help solve crimes and provide answers to family members that have lost a loved one. I gave up being a forensic photographer because a nurse has the opportunity to save lives instead of despair of associating with death all the time. Now that I've given an overview on my introduction, let's get started on my 3 positive and 3 negative incentives. My 3 positive incentives are that I get the opportunity to save lives every day. I get a fair salary, and I'm able to get to provide care for those in need of my services. Next are my 3 negative aspects. They are that nurses have to deal with some nasty, disgruntled patients at times. Sometimes the work is not very pleasant, and the shifts are very long and stressful. Choosing a career, you have to consider the trade-offs it might have. So I gave up unnecessary miscellaneous items to pay for school loans. I also gave up a new car for an old car so I can have money in my savings. I had also gave up being away from my kids. After going through my trade-offs, let's get started talking about general information. My job objective is to obtain nursing position in the area of nursing as a registered nurse at the Shawnee Mission Medical Center. Mission Medical Care Center. Moving on to my resume. A resume is essential for obtaining a job. As I started earlier in my speech, I went to University of Kansas and had completed 4 years of college. As a registered nurse, you will have to complete 4 years in studying of nursing. I did my nursing at Shawnee Mission Medical Center at Shawnee Mission, Kansas. And that is where I work my wonderful job now. Doing such long working hours at this hospital, I met wonderful and nice people. To become a registered nurse, you have to receive certain degrees in order to practice. Degrees and awards are important for a perfect resume. After writing a resume, you are required to write a letter of application. My letter of application was written to Bailey Rancher, the manager of the Shawnee Mission Medical Center in Shawnee Mission, Kansas. I have informed her about my job objective and why I would like to work there. To find the information I needed for this unit, I used 3 websites that were filled with information. One of the benefits of being a registered nurse is that is that the annual salary is fairly put together. My annual salary is estimated about $48,000 a year. My monthly salary paycheck ranges about $4,000 a month. Some of the bills that I'm responsible for paying at my housing bills, which add up to $680 a month, because I'm splitting apartments with rooming. Transportation bills equal out to be $521.42 a month. Most of the expense is from getting place to place on my own. Utilities are expensive. The amount for my utilities in my apartment are $310 a month. Utility costs are different everywhere you go. Another major expenses is taxes. Taxes are what usually kill people, but if you claim zero dependents, then you more likely receive a return at the end of the year, as opposed to paying it. My taxes cost about $970 a month. When I did my estimate on how much these sections all cost, some of these estimates were too low or too high. This was my estimate, also known as a student estimate. Later, I had my mother do an estimate, knowing that she'd been paying bills for 13 years. She knew better than I would on most of the payments. Then, after that, we did research to estimate out the actual budget prices. My parents' estimates were fairly close to my actual budget. Moving on to my pie chart. My pie chart is completely full with no space to spare. It is filled with such bills as discretionary, utility taxes, toiletries, school loans, medical insurance, transportation, housing, and foods. Taxes is one of the highest percentage, 24% of my monthly paycheck. Taxes also include federal income tax, state income tax, Social Security, Medicare, and so on. Taxes usually pay for road construction, schools, hospitals, state, federal projects, and wages for people employed by the state and the U.S. government. Using housing and discretionary are both scored at 17% on the pie graph. In the sections of housing, like house/apartment, rent, and rental insurance, those are the things that everyone needs to pay for. Discretionary is containing sections like charity, savings, clothing, pets, usually things that are not necessary. My third highest on my pie chart is transportation, 13%. School loans and utilities are both scored at 8%. Food takes up about 17% of my pie graph, mainly because I'm paying for only one person, spending $300 a month. My sixth biggest one is Medicare insurance, 4%. It just depends on where you are living. The last one on my pie chart is toiletries, 2%, and that just depends where you get them. The first website provided me with information about the faculty that I will be looking at. The second website shows me how the right education can prepare you for a successful career in the career. And this third website is talking about how to find all kinds of information about the nursing profession, from scholarships and specialties to career opportunities and more. I had read numerous articles about registered nurses and just happened to stumble across two wonderful and helpful articles. This first article explains what the nature of the work is, and this second website explains the overview of a registered nurse. In the end, you will all know that we made a change in the world. Some of us even take it to the next level, making a change in someone's life. Being a registered nurse, I will know that I've made a change in at least one person's life each day.